Well, President Trump signs executive order to pay TSA. How long it would take, I don't know, but check it out.
President Donald Trump posting to Truth Social, announcing he will order TSA workers to be paid. I am going to sign an order instructing the Secretary of Homeland Security, Mark Wayne Mullen, to immediately pay our TSA agents in order to address this emergency situation and to quickly stop the Democrat chaos at the airports, Trump wrote in his post. Friday marks the start of Congress's 2-week Easter recess. It's also when tens of thousands of TSA workers will again not get paid. News 9 went to MHT to hear what people flying into New Hampshire had to say about the situation.
It's a much bigger story than the TSA, right? So the whole political situation and the bill being tied to other things other than funding the government. So I think that's where the tightness is.
The partial shutdown causing chaos in some airports around the country, getting through security taking some travelers hours. Nearly 500 TSA officers have quit during this shutdown.
It's said.
So yes, Mr. President got it done. Trump signs executive order to immediately pay TSA. We'll follow up tomorrow. I just want to bring you that bit of good news. But people, you know, I ran a video earlier. What was that? Well, it was this video. The new president. I believe J.D. Vance is our new president of the United States. Trump has tapped out. Yes, so far we have 3,000 people who checked it out in the last 5 hours. Well, I have some more information regardless to that. And hey, it's deep, y'all. Irrefutable evidence that Trump is not running anything anymore, but it's J.D. Vance, okay? But I was sent this by John, one of my correspondents out there. I'm not going to show the video. Don't want to take a chance, but yeah, this video is out. Iran sent this video out. It's an AI generated video. I believe it speaks for itself. And this came out yesterday, according to the news. And then we have another one that came out. This one came out 15 hours ago. And believe it or not, you'll literally see a warhead coming at America. The Statue of Liberty being what? Depicted as Goat Lucy. Look at that. This is crazy, y'all. What's really going on in this world? Has Trump bowed out because something's coming? What's really going on? Look at all these images here. Look at all these images that's going on. Isn't this crazy? It's crazy. Now, this is a segment I want you to see. Donald Trump, it appears to me, is falling asleep as J.D. Vance is speaking. I want you to watch this, okay? See for yourself. Eyes are closed. Watch.
Been a lot of reporting about diplomatic options, about negotiations. There's, of course, Pete and his team. There are further military options. But what we have now that we didn't have when the president took over just a little over a year ago is the ability to use every tool at our disposal to ensure that Iran doesn't get a nuclear weapon. Because when I say options, I think it's important the American people know options for what? And it's options to ensure that Iran never has a nuclear weapon. You talk about people who walk into a crowded supermarket and have a vest on, and they blow up the vest and a couple of people get killed, and that's a terrible tragedy. What happens when what's on the vest is not something that can kill a couple of people, but can kill many, many tens of thousands of people? That is the most important American national security objective that exists for any administration at any time, is you don't want the worst people in the world to have a nuclear weapon. That's why the president is doing this. That's why the president cares so much about this particular issue. I'll let Steve talk a little bit about the details of the negotiation, but the last thing I'll say before I turn it over to Marco is I'm very mindful, of course, that we have a lot of folks overseas fighting very ably for the United States of America.
Now, I noticed also, I don't know if I can cue this up. When Pete Hegseth was speaking, the same thing happened again. Trump looks like he's asleep.
Diagnosed with Crohn's disease.
We'll get past the commercial and go from there.
Decisive campaign with clear objectives to destroy Iran's offensive military capabilities and ensure they never obtain a nuclear weapon. This is stuff for the history books. This is stuff for legacy. Mr. President, you are acting now to ensure future generations do not have to live under the threat of a nuclear-armed Iran. However, you wouldn't know it if you listened to the dishonest hate Trump media, as you referenced. The folks here in the room, these cameras, they have a choice. You're either informing the American people of the truth or you're not. Because I hear it from my people every day. Behind every headline you write, there's a helicopter crew in the air.
So yeah, arguably, this man is tapped out. He's tired. What do you think? Now, took a nap, did some thinking. Remember Joe Biden when he bowed out of the race? July 21st, 2024? I've always believed that Biden and Trump are twined. You have to have an opposition to make this work as we go toward the one world system. Biden needed Trump and vice versa. Slow Joe, image of Joe falling off the bike, all types of images of cognitive, questionable, the whole administration. The argument now is that he was even like that before he began to run. But I did a video about a week and a half ago saying that all these antics or these questions about Joe Biden didn't happen until he began to run for president. He was not like this under Obama. That is a fact. So this is July 21st, 2024. Look at this here. July 21st, 2024. Today is March 26, 2026, when I have shown, I believe, irrefutable evidence, and I'll show it again. Donald J. Trump is the number 2 guy. J.D. Vance is number 1. Today's date, subtracted from the day that Joe Biden bowed out to run for president again, is 614 days. And what is 614? Boom. You're going to tell me all this is coming up today in my finding? This man is not running America. And when you connect it to Slow Joe, you can't help but connect it to Slow Joe. Because remember, Slow Joe got out because he was tired. He showed during the debate he was tired. On June 27th of 2024, he debated. And then boom, less than a month later, Joe bowed out of the race. How long before Trump bows out? You see what you see. I'm bringing you the numbers. The day that Joe bowed out is right here, July 21st. And then we saw Trump today. The difference is 6/14. That's Trump's birthday. Come on, man. Look at that. Then look, 107 days. That's the new book that came out by Kamala Harris. She only had 107 days to run for president. All right, let's look see how that fits into today's scheme. 9/23/2025, the book came out with her book tour. March 26, 2025 is today. The difference is 185 days ago, she started her book. What is 185? It's America, July 4th. Look at that. The 185th day of the year. In other words, a new beginning. Do you understand the symbolism? Now look, Trump installed two new flagpoles on June 18th. Remember that? They were 88 feet tall. 2 new flagpoles, June 18th, 2025. 88 feet tall. If Trump, how can I put this? If the impression is that Trump is unalived, The flags go down to half stance from 88 feet tall to 44. That's symbolic of Barack Obama, is it not? Remember this situation. Look. I did a few videos on this thing too. He put flagpoles in the front and the back. 2 new flagpoles. Remember, they do future past, people. They do future past. They do things ahead of time to show you the future. Then you can refer to it later on. Isn't that something? Now look, that was 6/18/2025. 2 new flags went up, 88 feet tall. Today is March 26, 2026. Looks like Trump was asleep this day, right? Today. That was 9 months, 1 week, and 1 day ago. People, something's coming. I had no clues today other than it had to be God to make me think about this today, that J.D. Vance took over. It might have been in my subconscious because yesterday the information was released, of which I did a video, saying that Iran wants J.D. Vance to be the new negotiator for the Middle East peace talks. So with that in mind, he takes the front seat. J.D. Vance takes the front seat. Maybe everything went down yesterday that J.D. Vance became the president. Because you look at this date, 6/18 versus today, gives you 9/11. Look. Next we have this. It's what I showed you earlier. April 30th, 1789, George Washington's first day in office. April 30th, 2025, anniversary of that. Today's date, March 26, 2026. The difference is 47, like Trump. And then the first day is J.D. Vance. How accurate is that? Or is that coincidence? And it's J.D.'s birthday, August 2nd. Watch this. August 2nd, 2026, his birthday later on this year. Today is March 26, 2026. J.D. Vance's birthday is exactly 4 months and 7 days away. 4-7, like Trump. Come on, man. I think he's running things. Then look, January 20th, 2025, Inauguration Day, J.D. and Trump. Today's date, March 26, 2026. The difference is 6/14, like Trump. There you go. Now look at this here. Remember, Kamala Harris was president for a day because Joe had his colonoscopy. That was on November 19th, 2021. Look at this. November 19th, 2021. Today is March 26, 2026. That was 4 years ago, 4-7. Joe was put to sleep because he had to have that procedure. Joe was put to sleep. Joe was put to sleep. Joe was put to sleep. And the difference is 4-7, 4 years and 4-7. What's really going on, people? Why these numbers adding up? Unless he's playing a role and sleepy means Sleepy Joe. We don't know, right? We don't know, but I tell you, I believe something's going on. Now look at this here. Last but not least, remember on July 13, 2024, what happened? If you don't remember, I'll refresh your memory. July 13, 2024, Trump was in Butler, Pennsylvania giving a speech, and boom, they said he got hit in the ear. That's the day, July 13, 2024. Today is March 26, 2026. The difference is 6/22. What happened on 6/22? That's when we bombed Iran. People, let me know what you think. I'm telling you, I've stumbled upon this. I got to give God the glory. We can call this part 2, but the bottom line is, I believe JD is running things. At some point, they're going to announce, or something's going to go down. Trump is going to play golf. He's done his assignment. He's not going to sleep. Don't get it wrong. Don't take it the wrong way. He's just leaving because he has done everything he's supposed to do. And these numbers, they are speaking big time. Thank God that these TSA workers are being paid. That's a good thing. I pray that everything works out. Again, we'll follow up tomorrow. We'll follow up tomorrow with this and get some more details. Last time this went down, I believe it took about 3 weeks or so for them to get their first paycheck. But hey, may they all get paid and God bless them. And if this didn't happen today, if I'm not mistaken, Congress is on a 2-week vacation for the Easter break. People, you button up your seatbelt because something could really go down that could change and be a turning point in this country. There are a lot of things that I saw in my decode that I did not. I'm gonna say it again. There were a lot of things in my decode that I did not put in this video. And I just have to seek God on how far I should go in explaining and revealing stuff. But trust me, they're spoon feeding us. They're spoon feeding us, okay? God bless, and God bless America. God bless the world. You guys be safe.